Hello again, everybody. I'm Chris Berman, and welcome to Monday Night Memories. Monday night games have always provided a special showcase for a franchise to show its pride, and tonight we will see how back in 1974, the down-and-out Kansas City Chiefs regained their Super Bowl form against the upstart Denver Broncos. Then we'll look back to 1985, a game everybody remembers, when Don Shula and his Miami Dolphins fought to preserve their status as the only modern team to achieve an undefeated season when they went up against the 12-0 Chicago Bears. We will have both games right after these messages. Kansas City Chiefs head coach Hank Stram had built a Super Bowl champion in 9 straight winning seasons around all-time greats like Len Dawson, Otis Taylor, and Willie Lanier. But in 1974, something went wrong. This same group got out of the blocks at 3-6 and fell rapidly out of contention in the AFC West. What's worse, the team removing them from the playoff picture was none other than the lowly Denver Broncos, the old laughingstocks of the AFL, who had just the season before finally put together their first winning season ever. So for Hank Stram, the Chiefs' Week 10 battle with Denver became a matter of pride. For if he could salvage nothing else from this lost season, he could buck these Bronco pretenders right out of the first division.
In 1974, football in Denver was finally alive and kicking. And while Hank Stram pretended to enjoy hearing Denver coach John Ralston tell him about it, he really couldn't wait till game time so he could get his hands on these upstarts. For despite this season's woeful series of events, the Chiefs held an incredible 25-4 lifetime advantage over the Broncos. And Stram was fired up for some Monday night exposure and a chance to once again taste some nationwide respect. For the first course, however, Denver served up a healthy portion of the NFL's brightest new star, Otis Armstrong, number 24. Armstrong rushed for 1,407 yards to lead the NFL and became the only man other than O.J. Simpson to do so between 1972 and 1976. The official ruled that Armstrong stepped out of the 13, where the new star and his cohorts learned an old-time lesson about getting it right the first time. Linebacker Willie Lanier, number 63, didn't make the Hall of Fame by giving the offense a second chance, and the master of the middle put to rest this drive and any thoughts of an early rout. But if Lanier had raised linebacking to an art form, the Broncos' defense matched him with the grit of a common laborer and got their offense back in business. Short yardage specialist John Keyworth, number 32, earned more than his usual share, setting up tight end Riley Odoms, number 88, who helped himself to his customary large slice of the pie. When Keyworth dived into the end zone, Denver had a 7-0 lead. The rookie Keyworth was a pleasant surprise for Denver after starting the season as fourth-string fullback. But Kansas City's rookie runner, Woody Green, number 27, was first string from the start. The first-round pick from Arizona State led the Chiefs in rushing and placed third in receiving as he became the happiest character in what became a sad team story. The rookie took the Chiefs to the 4, where the veterans took over. Dawson hit number 14, Ed Podolak, to draw Kansas City even at 7. But the Chiefs would find themselves playing a lot of catch-up ball on this night. Haven Moses, number 25, braved the airways over the middle, while Keyworth continued to pave the way on the ground. The big fullback carried Denver down to the Kansas City 1, and on 4th and goal got the call again. Keyworth again took it in, and the Chiefs found themselves in a 14-7 hole. A hole about to be dug even deeper by the Broncos' hard-hitting defense. Most notable among Denver's young defenders was rookie linebacker Randy Gradishar, number 52, who in 10 illustrious seasons would dole out more than his share of headaches to Hank Stram and many others. But just as the Broncos had the Chiefs on the ropes, another future All-Pro muffed the next punch. Number 36, Billy Thompson, had a few seasons before become the only player ever to lead his league in both punt and kickoff returns. But that honor provided little solace here as he let the Chiefs back into the game. This swarm of orange seemed to keep Ed Podolak out of the end zone, but the veteran runner managed to sneak in to even the score at 14. At this point, Denver quarterback Dr. Charlie Johnson took the tightly fought game and sliced it wide open. Dr. Johnson wasn't actually a surgeon, but a Ph.D. in chemical engineering. And that may explain how he fused this hodgepodge unit into the AFC's leading offense the season before. And 4 days shy of his 36th birthday, the good doctor proved that it was not raw material, but chemistry that engendered success. With a lot of style, if not elegance, Johnson found number 42, Billy Van Heusen, for a 21-14 lead. But after 18 years in the big leagues, Lenny Dawson had a trick or two up his sleeve, too. The rookie Green could have played another 18 years himself before catching another pass like that. But Dawson then returned to a more conventional approach. He found 6'10" tight end Morris Stroud, most likely the NFL's all-time tallest player, who set up kicker Jan Stenerud, most definitely the NFL's all-time leading field goal kicker. Stenerud was perfect, and Kansas City trailed by only 4 at the half. The first half had played out as anticipated, with the up-and-coming Broncos holding off the determined Chiefs, but the second half was a total surprise. An early exchange of fumbles left the Broncos at their 1-yard line, where the former champions simply took over. It was as symbolic as it was awesome. Willie Lanier had wrapped around the Broncos' young star and squeezed the life right out of him. The all-time great linebacker had taken the game into his own hands and on one play had turned it around. Woody Green's running kept the Chiefs fired up, and Dawson followed by reuniting a classic combination. Just as they had done in Super Bowl IV, Dawson and Otis Taylor hooked up for a long touchdown. And just as in the Super Bowl, Kansas City did not look back. Lanier led an assault on Charlie Johnson that might have had the Ph.D. quarterback calling on an M.D. for help. When number 99, Wilbur Young, dropped his 285 pounds on Johnson, he was gracious enough to help him up. But all-purpose star Ed Podolak knocked Denver right back down. Podolak's 54-yard punt return inspired the rookie runner Woody Green, who carried it the remaining 17 yards home. Kansas City had scored 16 straight points to take a 33-21 lead and looked to run away with things. But Denver was serious about their playoff hopes and had one serious All-Pro tight end to help get them there. Once Odoms got rolling, it took at least 3 men to bring him down, and Denver's other receivers were taking notes. Billy Van Heusen sent a message to the Chiefs that these Broncos weren't going to go down easy. And for the third time in the game, John Keyworth converted that idea into points. Keyworth led the AFC in 1974 with 10 touchdowns, and this one breathed new life into his Denver teammates. Number 79, Barney Chavis, Denver's career sack leader, made sure that Dawson and the Chiefs felt the Broncos breathing down their necks. Safety John Pitt's spectacular one-hand interception appeared to signal Denver's complete resurrection. But Pitts was flagged for pass interference, and Kansas City wasted no time in burying the Broncos again. Former Bronco Wendell Hayes made the score 42-27 Kansas City, and even Denver's ever-optimistic head coach John Ralston saw little hope. But Haven Moses again got open over the middle, and the Broncos refused to die. Otto Stone, number 82, scored here on one of his grand total 2 career catches for the Broncos, who, like a game prize fighter, were up off the canvas once more. 5'7" Calvin Jones took this pass away from the 6'10" Stroud and made the implausible seem possible for the feisty Broncos. Johnson improbably escaped the Kansas City rush as Denver kept fighting. The Broncos were determined to go the distance. But Wilbur Young finally delivered the knockout punch in the Chiefs' exciting 42-34 win in Denver. The Broncos were counted out, and their playoff hopes again went down painfully with them. For Hank Stram, he could savor this Monday night thriller as his last fond memory as head coach of the Chiefs. They would win but once more under Stram, who quickly departed after his first losing season in 11 years.
We're visiting Buffalo, a team with playoff aspirations of its own, as the NFL season entered its 14th week with 19 of its 28 teams still in contention for postseason play. Though snowplows swept the artificial surface of Buffalo's rich stadium clean, sub-freezing temperatures kept the playing field rock hard. In a hard-fought game with both teams fighting for playoff berths, the weather conditions would play a vital role. The Bills were a team that had unexpectedly snuck up on the rest of the league, having won 4 straight games. With a record of 7-6, they harbored an outside hope of making the playoffs. Though both the Bills and Broncos are cold-weather teams, from the outset of the game, it was vividly apparent the biting cold would take its toll. The Broncos' Larry Canada fumbled on Denver's first offensive series, but it mattered not a whit, for Buffalo gave the ball right back. 4 fumbles occurred in the first quarter alone, and the amazing total of 11 for the entire game, as both teams' offenses couldn't get on track. The first quarter of this game more and more appeared like an unrehearsed and ragged comedy routine. This lullaby of errors lulled some of the 38,000 fans in the stands, for with one exception, it appeared the quarter would end in a scoreless tie. The one exception occurred when the Bills fumbled at the Broncos' 10, and linebacker Tom Jackson, number 57, stepped over Joe Ferguson's tackle and returned the gift all the way to the Buffalo 20. Even then, the game remained at 0 when the Bills refused any further advancement, or interspersed among a myriad of mistakes, some rock-ribbed defensive play was taking place. Led by Randy Gradishar, it was no surprise the Denver defense was dishing it out. What was unexpected was the furious gang tackling by Buffalo's defensive platoon, as both teams battled on the frozen tundra of Orchard Park. Coach Chuck Knox's influence on this young Bill defense was apparent as Craig Morton was sacked twice. Denver had ranked second in the league in pass protection. Joe Ferguson bit the dust 2 times as both defenses controlled the early tempo of the game. Finally, the Denver defense forced the break that led to the first scoring in the game. Late in the first quarter, near the threshold of his own end zone, Bills quarterback Joe Ferguson had a pass deflected over the middle that Denver's Joe Rizzo managed to grab. It gave the Broncos a first down on the Buffalo's 17. On the first snap, Craig Morton was unable to spot a receiver, and the slow-footed quarterback legged it right up the middle for 10 yards, with an additional 5 tacked on for a personal foul against Buffalo. With a first down at the Bill 5, Morton tried a bootleg left, but number 26 cornerback Charles Romes tackled Morton at the line of scrimmage. Denver settled for Jim Turner's field goal from the 13, but the scoreless tie had been broken, and Denver led 3-0. It remained so until midway into the second period, when another fine defensive play became the key to the end zone. Number 22, Buffalo strong safety Steve Freeman was the man of the moment here. The 5-year veteran from Mississippi State stepped in front of Morton's sideline pass and ran 50 yards for the Bills' first score of the day. With time running out in the first half and Buffalo fans yelling for more, the Bills went on a 2-minute drill that beat the clock with a field goal that increased their lead to 7 points. At the start of the second half, Joe Ferguson, the leading passer in the American Conference, took his team all the way to the Denver 9 with his short passing game. But with first and goal at the 9, Ferguson pitched out to Curtis Brown, who fumbled in heavy traffic. Denver's middle linebacker Randy Gradishar picked up the ball and alertly lateraled to Lewis Wright, number 20. The speedy cornerback ran away from the crowd to complete an 86-yard play. However, the extra point was missed, so Buffalo still prevailed 10-9. With 8 minutes left in the third quarter, the Bronco attack, which had been held to 68 yards total offense to this point, finally exploded. Craig Morton had detonated a 46-yard bomb to Haven Moses for the first big offensive play of the day. The Bills had blitzed on the pass, but Morton, in the classic response, stepped up into his pocket and threw a perfect spiral to Moses, who made a fine catch in the end zone. For the Broncos' Haven Moses, it was a triumphant return to the city where his pro career began. The pass put Moses over the 7,000-yard receiving mark for his career. Down now by 6, the Bills came roaring back on the passing of Ferguson to number 89, Lou Picone. Picone is an interesting story. Having been deemed expendable by the Jets, the 30-year-old vet from West Liberty State College has found a home in Buffalo. This season, he's replaced injury-prone Bob Chandler and has shocked everyone by averaging nearly 17 yards a catch. Here, Ferguson escaped to find Picone for 22 yards. On the day, he would catch 3 for a total of 60 yards receiving. Just when it appeared Buffalo was coming back, Ferguson went over the middle for his tight end Reuben Gant, but had the ball picked off by linebacker Bob Swenson. Luckily for Buffalo, Denver had been offsides on the play, and the Bills retained possession. Unluckily for them, however, Gant, their big tight end from Oklahoma State, was injured on the play and left the field through for the day. Another casualty in this extremely hard-hitting and hard-fought ball game. During the drive, Joe Ferguson became the first Buffalo quarterback to pass for over 3,000 yards in one season, but he was unable to get his team into the end zone. The Bills called upon Nick Mickemeyer for a 32-yard field goal, which cut the Broncos' margin to 3 points. With their fans beseeching them for more, the Bills returned to the scoreboard again when Mickemeyer booted one through from 34 yards. It tied the game at 16 with just 2 minutes left to play. Assuming the Bills could continue to contain the Denver attack, it appeared certain this game would go into sudden death overtime. With time winding down to a precious few, Buffalo did hold on one series of downs, but with only 18 seconds showing on the clock, Buffalo had to punt, and the Broncos had one more crack at victory. A fine throw by Morton and an even finer catch by number 81, rookie receiver Steve Watson from Temple, accounted for 34 big yards and a first down inside Bill territory. 8 seconds left now, and Morton lofted a pass to Moses, who stepped out of bounds, stopping the clock with 3 seconds at the Buffalo 11. Morton had taken his team 40 yards in just 15 seconds. Defeat was just 11 yards away as the crowd sat silent, waiting for Jim Turner's field goal try. The 16-year veteran proved immune to pressure as his kick won the game for Denver, ending Buffalo's dreams of the playoffs and sending the Broncos into a tie with San Diego for first place in the AFC Western Division.
In 1977, the die-hard football fans of Denver, Colorado poured into remodeled Mile High Stadium for another year of Bronco football. For 18 seasons, Bronco fans were given promises. In 1977, Denver was delivered a champion. Nobody believed they could do it. But when the chips were finally counted, Denver had unseated a world champion and had had the season Bronco fans have been waiting for nearly 2 decades. At the age of 34, Craig Morton arrived in Denver. 2 painful years in New York had cast a shadow on Morton's ability to win. But the heartache of New York was behind him. In Denver, his new teammates made him welcome. He became the starting quarterback, and he found new peace of mind in religion, all of which contributed to the Craig Morton revival. the veteran quarterback developed a new image. He didn't tell his teammates when he was going to run. He just took off. At 34, Morton rushed for some pretty important touchdowns and threw a whole lot more. His comeback was a smashing success. And Craig Morton owed a debt of gratitude to the man who made it all possible.
Red Miller is probably one of the finest men that I've ever known, and a tremendous coach, and he's just a joy to play for. He's a real fair man. He enjoys the game. He lets people have fun, yet they know how to work for him too, and it's great to be in a situation like that.
Red Miller inherited a good football team. He told them they could be champions. And when Red Miller talks, people listen. Offensive linemen Montler, Miner, Maurer, Glassick, and Howard listened. The pass protection improved, and suddenly Denver had an air game. In recent years, the Broncos have come to count on their defense. In '77, the Orange Crush looked better than ever. Denver knocked its first 4 opponents silly and coasted into October undefeated. Could the Broncos really be champions? Denver went on the road to find out. To be a champion, you first must beat one. And the Orange Crush had a game plan for the Oakland Raiders. Step 1, stop Oakland from running to the left. Step 2, put a little heat on the snake. Even a quarterback of Ken Stabler's ability can't win a football game on the seat of his pants. Take away his ground game, force him out of the pocket, and Stabler is just another quarterback. Denver picked off 7 Ken Stabler passes, 3 alone by number 59, Joe Rizzo. More interceptions than Stabler usually throws in a month.
Stabler in the end zone, rolling to his right, looking, a flag down as the pass is intercepted at the 15th. Returned for a touchdown by Lewis Wright. There was a flag in the end zone, which may be holding. Lewis Wright in the end zone as he picked that ball off on the near sidelines near the 20-yard line, and the Broncos have scored.
Could Craig Morton and the offense hold up their end?
And it's Perrin starting to the right. He is at the 15th. He's at the 5. He'll score. Lonnie Perrin on a 17-yard run. He just scooted around the right end and in, and the Broncos take the lead. Morton is back. He's 2 for 3. He's looking, steps to the side, throws the pass. Touchdown, Riley Odom. A 10-yard touchdown pass. Craig Morton to Riley Odom. 42-yard try by Turner. Ball is down. It's a fake. Weiss looking, throwing, Turner wide open, catches the ball at the 15. He'll score a touchdown. The grand old man has done it.
The Denver Broncos overpowered the Oakland Raiders, knocked them from the ranks of the unbeaten, and took sole possession of first place in the AFC Western Division. Just maybe the Broncos could be champions. After Denver beat the Raiders, a trip to Mile High Stadium would never be quite the same. Getting in to see the Broncos brought out the con artist in everybody. Some folks tried clever disguises to get inside. And sure enough, every now and then, one of them would slip through. Yes, sir, anybody old enough to wear pants could see that something most unusual was happening here in Denver. The locals had a name for it: Bronco Mania. What began as a love affair with Denver's defense mushroomed into a social epidemic. Standard dress for a Broncos game included something orange. If you didn't have it on when you got there, you'd better get it on before kickoff. No doubt about it, Denver, Colorado was in love with its football team. Would the Broncos ever lose again? Why, out here in the West, them's fighting words. Denver fans led the league in decibels, and the Broncos led the NFL in total attendance. In Week 7, another capacity crowd was on hand to welcome home their undefeated team. Unfortunately, Bronco Mania also had its enemies. Oakland took its revenge, and Bronco Mania was shot down in mid-flight. The AFC West was now a two-team race, and the smart money said the Broncos would be the first team to fade. The schedule was one of the league's toughest. Could the Broncos really be champions? The time had come to see what this team was made of. Time for the big push. Every unit was expected to contribute. Every unit did. The special teams contributed Rick Upchurch, whose 1977 punt return yardage was the second highest single season total in league history, and whose 167-yard performance in Week 8 erased the Pittsburgh Steelers. Veteran Jim Turner and rookie Bucky Dilts handled the kicking, and bomb squatters Schultz, Maples, Hyde, Payne, Egloff, Schindler, Turk, and Jensen had to hustle. Otherwise, their services might not be needed. The defense also rallied. The league's top quarterbacks took their best shots, but the secondary of Foley, Wright, newcomer Bernard Jackson, and Captain Bill Thompson, number 36, was equal to every challenge. Linebackers Swenson, Gradishar, Rizzo, and number 57 Tom Jackson supplemented the pass rush. But Chavis, Manor, Carter, Smith, Grant, and Alzado didn't need a whole lot of help. 5 Bronco defenders made All-Pro, and the rest deserved at least honorable mention. The big push had the Broncos thinking like champions. A 4th down pass with less than 2 minutes to play was the clincher in San Diego. A last-second goal line stand preserved a 14-7 win in Kansas City. If the game was close going into period 4, Denver found a way to win it. The Broncos breezed through November with 4 consecutive wins, and their 11-1 record was the best in football. One more win, and the Broncos would be in the playoffs. But by now, Denver's growing reputation was preceding them into every foreign stadium. No longer could the Broncos sneak up on unsuspecting foes. That final win was going to be a tough one to get, but the big push needed it to be a success. Red Miller was everybody's choice for NFL Coach of the Year because his big push had gotten the Broncos into the playoffs. Later that night, the Broncos returned home. When they left Houston, they were assured of at least the wild card berth in the playoffs. When they arrived in Denver, the LA Rams had just beaten the Oakland Raiders. The Denver Broncos were the new AFC Western Division champions. Good afternoon from Mile High Stadium in Denver. This is Bob Martin with Larry Zimmer as the Denver Broncos meet the Pittsburgh Steelers. The first time in the history of the Bronco franchise they have ever been in a playoff game. The Broncos sport the best record in the AFC, but it means nothing now as they go against the 9-5 Steelers, the first time Denver has ever played this close to Christmas.
Come on, Denver, defense!
In the gap, Paul, in the gap!
Afternoon became evening. But as the Rocky Mountain campfires were lit, the game still had not been resolved. Time now for true champions to assert themselves. Tom Jackson's 2 fourth-quarter interceptions were nice, but Red Miller warned his club that their slim lead was vulnerable, and the playoff season Steelers were aching for another chance. Now only one obstacle remained in Denver's path to the Super Bowl. The AFC Championship was on the line, and the Orange Crush knew exactly what they had to do. The Raiders went nowhere on the ground, and each of Ken Stabler's receivers was finding life difficult. Second-year cornerback Steve Foley buried Cliff Branch. Gradishar and company punished Fred Biletnikoff. And Bob Swenson wore tight end Dave Casper like an overcoat. The offense seized the initiative. Craig Morton's first completion of the day went to Haven Moses as Denver took a 7-3 first-quarter lead. Then, early in period 4, the M&M connection struck for the clincher. Suddenly, Super Bowl dreams were close at hand.
Get down, Denver. Going to the Super Bowl. We're all going to the Super Bowl. Hey, New Orleans, here we come. Here we come. Woo!
But New Orleans was still one long quarter away, and the Broncos dug in for the onslaught. The Broncos needed only one more first down to run out the clock.
Come on now, hold on to the ball! Stick it on it, stick it! Go, go!
The Broncos at the 39 have a first down, jumping up and down on the sidelines. The fans respond, listen to this crowd. The Broncos on the field, it is over. The miracle has happened. The Broncos are going to the Super Bowl.
Hey, what a day this guy had. Huh? Come on.
Day for everybody. I got it.
Unbelievable. Thanks, man. What a day. We deserve it. Way to go, brother. Way to handle that thing right there, man.
We got some believers now. Do they believe now? Do they believe now?
They wonder if they believe we're for real now. Huh? Well, I guarantee you we're for real.
Coach,
all right? Any questions?
I don't even know how to explain it. I still don't believe it.
We believe that the fourth quarter is ours, and I think we had a little bit more than they had at the end of the game.
It's not a team championship, it's an entire state of Colorado championship, and that's what it's all about.
This organization's been down for a long time. The Denver Broncos are now earning the respect of the entire league, and that's what we want. We want to be known as a good team, as a good football team, which we are. And we're going to go on from here, we hope.
On to New Orleans for Super Bowl 12. In 1977, the Dallas Cowboys were the best team in professional football. Denver was number 2. But one disappointing evening in New Orleans does not tarnish a season of unbounded success. We'll never forget it. A rookie head coach told you to think like winners. And so you told a defending champion you were going to take away his title. Then you went out and did it. Thank you, Denver Broncos. Thank you for a championship season.
Hey, listen now. 4 quarters, 60 minutes, and we're the champions. Yeah! Let's go, baby!
In Super Bowl 12, the Denver Broncos couldn't catch a break. Each time opportunity presented itself, the Broncos let it slip away. The Dallas Cowboys scored 2 long second-half touchdowns to win. And on both occasions, their margin of success was a matter of inches. A matter of inches. The Broncos won 14 games en route to the Super Bowl, including playoff wins over Pittsburgh and Oakland. But in the eyes of the critics, losing to the Cowboys made it all insignificant. The Broncos were branded one-year wonders, a team that would vanish from the playoff scene as quickly as they'd come upon it. And so, as the '78 season began, most football experts agreed that Oakland would regain the Western Division crown and that Denver would slip quietly into oblivion. But Red Miller's team proved the experts wrong. For instead of regressing, the Broncos won 7 of 8 games in pro football's strongest division. And at season's end, they once again reigned as its champion. Anybody who thought that Bronco Mania died the night of Super Bowl 12 was sadly mistaken. What more dramatic way to begin their title defense than against the team the experts said would take that title away? As usual, the matchup had all the grace of guerrilla warfare. The one dominant force was Denver's defense, which gave the Raiders no avenue of escape. A scoreless first half went down to the final minute before the Broncos rolled a 7.
17 seconds. Morton lobs the ball for Moses. Touchdown! The M&M connection, and the Broncos lead 6-0.
Then midway through period 4, the defense snuffed out Oakland's last hope.
Staber to throw, looking to the left, looking some more, throwing it up the middle. Caught, intercepted, picked off by Bernard Jackson, 50-40, coming left. He is at the 35, still on his feet, out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Denver won handily, and the mighty Raider offense couldn't score a touchdown. A splendid beginning to the 1978 season. But Denver's defensive dominance of the Raiders was no more than Bronco fans have come to expect. In 1978, only Pittsburgh allowed fewer points, and no defense dealt out more punishment. Like all great defenses, the Broncos don't often let running backs turn the corner. Denver's defenders usually arrive in waves, but sometimes one All-Pro can do the job all by himself. Number 20 is All-Pro cornerback Lewis Wright, a rare blend of savvy and tough. Strong enough to stop Walter Payton cold, yet quick enough to outrun everybody to the football. He's as tough to beat deep as he is to beat on the corner, a quality his teammates share with him. For in 1978, only Miami intercepted more passes, and nobody permitted fewer touchdowns through the air than the Broncos. In front of every good secondary is a strong defensive line, and strong is the word for number 72, Don Latimer, Denver's first-round pick in the '78 draft. Latimer's outstanding rookie season prompted Denver to experiment with a 4-man line, and it added quality depth to a unit that includes number 66, Bryson Manor, and number 63, John Grant. Anchoring the 3-man front was number 68, Reuben Carter, perhaps the NFL's best nose guard, and certainly the only one who has ever appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated. From the outside comes the pass rush of ends Barney Chavis and, of course, All-Pro Lyle Alzado, number 77. Alzado is Denver's tough guy, a hard-nosed veteran from Brooklyn who is both backstreet tough and cat burglar quick. But even Alzado doesn't invade a pass pocket as quickly as All-Pro linebacker Tom Jackson. Jackson gives flair to an exceptional group of linebackers who epitomize the word unit. Sometimes they're a defense unto themselves. Jackson pressuring the passer. Joe Rizzo forcing a fumble. Randy Gradishar adding a lick. And number 51, Bob Swenson, completing the operation. The key man in the unit is Randy Gradishar, proclaimed by many to be the finest inside linebacker in the game. In 1978, he was everybody's All-Pro, and yet he was very rarely this visible. For as Gradishar explains on the Broncos, it's easy to get lost in the crowd.
If you watch any of our films, you'll always see anywhere from 8 to 9 to 10 people around the football, and that includes secondary and defensive line and then linebackers. We don't have real big linemen. We have very small linebackers, and when you don't have the size, you have to compensate with something else, and we've compensated with our speed and our quickness. We all get to the ball, and that's why teams have a hard time getting outside on us.
Such was the case in Kansas City. In Week 4, the Chiefs trotted through all sorts of pre-snap exercises. But when they finally put the ball in play, Denver's linebackers ran it down. Against San Diego, still another defensive Pro Bowler put some lumps on the Chargers. Number 36, Bill Thompson, laid waste to the league's best air game, clearing the stage for the league's premier punt return. And Rick Upchurch provided Denver with its winning points. Through the season's first 7 weeks, Denver's rugged defense allowed only 8 touchdowns and 86 points. In 5 of those weeks, the offense punched across enough points to win. These were good times in Denver. Bronco Mania was alive and well, and Denver was 5-2, tied for first in the AFC West. Throughout the '78 season, Denver's designated starting quarterback was veteran Craig Morton. Though the focal point of considerable criticism, Morton, given good protection, could lay it out for 6 as well as anybody. Morton, however, did have his off days, and Red Miller didn't hesitate to substitute. Against Seattle, number 14 Norris Weiss tossed a scoring pass to running back John Keyworth at one end of Mile High Stadium, while at the other end, number 12 Craig Penrose lofted one to running back Dave Preston. Preston is one of 6 Denver running backs who saw duty, for Red Miller substituted freely in the backfield as well. Preston, Keyworth, Larry Canada, Lonnie Perrin, Otis Armstrong, and Rob Lytle gave Denver a consistent and versatile attack. When the blocking was good, each could pick his way through the hole and power it in for the score. But when the hole was clogged, each could swing outside, as Preston did in overtime to beat Kansas City. In the pass-catching department, Rick Upchurch and Jack Dalton split time at one wide receiving position, while veteran deep threat Haven Moses, number 25, held down the other. But the most potent weapon in Denver's arsenal was Pro Bowl tight end Riley Odoms. Some of the NFL's finest athletes play tight end, but in 1978, only Dave Casper caught more passes, gained more yardage, and scored more touchdowns than Riley Odoms. He was Denver's busiest receiver with 54 catches, the main man in a rotating 15-man group of skilled players that could do no wrong in Mile High Stadium. But when the Broncos donned visitors white, their fortunes took a turn for the worse. Away from home, Denver learned why champions always say it's easier to get to the top than it is to stay there. Defending champions expect to be treated rudely. But being ready to take an opponent's best shot doesn't always soften the impact. In a difficult mid-season stretch, teams the Broncos should have dominated were getting the best of them. In Baltimore, a blocked field goal cost the Broncos a win. In Seattle, offensive uncertainty nearly cost them another. Denver's confidence was shaky, and only one man knew a remedy. Red Miller awakened his club with some good old-fashioned hell-raising, and Denver turned things around in Seattle. Steve Foley's interception in overtime set up a game-winning field goal as Denver averted a major upset. The following week in Mile High, they attempted to settle the matter early, jumping out to a 28-7 lead over the Jets. But just when things seemed to be coming together, it was the defense that fell apart. Frustration set in as disturbed Denver fans watched a 21-point lead disappear.
Back to pass on first down, throwing it long for Walker, and he's got it on the run at the 30 and will score. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
New York scored 24 unanswered points in a shocking come-from-behind win. If the Broncos were to avoid being one-year wonders, they would need a shot of adrenaline.
All right, now let's go to work. Everybody work hard now. Everybody work hard now. Hey, everybody work hard now. Let's go.
By the time Thanksgiving Day arrived in Detroit, Red Miller's inspirational presence had lifted Denver to wins over Cleveland and Green Bay. At this point in the season, every play was crucial.
Big down now, big down. That-a-way, Rizzo! That-a-way, defense! That-a, baby! Long time in the huddle. Long time in the huddle. Hey, Bernie! Long time in the huddle. Watch play action. Drop the ball. Drop the ball one time.
By the fourth quarter, Denver had run out of defense.
Fumble, fumble, fumble. Fumble, fumble.
This places you in next week's game, then it becomes even more critical with Oakland.
Right. You want me to comment on that? Sure. It boils down to one game. But we knew we'd be in a dogfight all the way, so it doesn't change much. Every week is the same thing. Of course, this puts us in jeopardy now.
Somehow, Red Miller's term, jeopardy, seemed a rather mild description of Denver's predicament.
Hey, Broncos! You see this? You see this? That's what you're gonna get tonight! Hey, Martin, hey, Martin! You hear me, Martin? Hey, Martin, you hear me? Yeah, you get yours tonight, Martin!
Through the first period and a half, Oakland's prophets of doom were right. Denver was catching hell at both ends of every offensive play. Then, midway through period 2, a bit of casual abuse proved to be the turning point of the contest. Little Rick Upchurch would not be intimidated, and the Broncos rallied. While Oakland stood around and fumed, number 41, Rob Lytle, gave Denver the lead. Then Denver's defense dug in to protect it. The Raiders had hoped they wouldn't fall behind, for they knew they would be playing right into Denver's hands. And so they were. For when it really counts, good defenses don't allow comebacks. Oakland never threatened again. For the second time in '78, the Broncos did not allow the Raiders a touchdown. On another front, Ray Guy suffered only the third block punt of his career, a tribute to the efforts of Godwin Turk, Glenn Hyde, Maurice Harvey, Bobby Maples, Rob Nairn, and Larry Evans, among others, on the Broncos special teams. But the biggest play of all came from the defense.
And Hum hands the ball to Van Egan. Fumble picked up by the Broncos. Bronco recovery. Here comes Gradishar. 10, 5, goal line. Gradishar recovers the touchdown and scores. It's Denver 20, Oakland 6, 6:37 to go. And there are a few Bronco fans in the crowd.
Yes, there were Bronco fans in Oakland, and they couldn't have been happier. Mission Impossible had been successfully completed, and the Broncos left California to a standing ovation, all alone atop the AFC Western Division. The temperature was in the 20s the following week in Mile High, but Bronco fans were oblivious to everything except their team's chances of clinching the division title. Denver's defense turned in its customary strong performance, and Kansas City's potent wing T all but disappeared. The Broncos, meanwhile, had no such problems. The mailman, number 35, Larry Canada, broke off Denver's longest run of the season as the Broncos' ground game powered through the Chiefs. At one point, Craig Morton hit 16 consecutive passes, while Riley Odoms had his best day ever as Denver won going away. It was a moment worthy of celebration. After 15 grueling weeks, the team the experts had written off was a champion once more. Red Miller's Denver Broncos returned to the playoffs in 1978. And although they lost to Pittsburgh in the opening round, the important thing is they got there. One-year wonders they were not. Two-time champions they are. Under a veil of azure blue lies the city of Denver, a place so magnificent that folks there appear to have the world on a string. While the whims of Mother Nature may change, the quality of Denver living never goes downhill. Yet even life in the Rockies can get a little rocky. And on such unfortunate occasions, there's a guiding light that lifts each and every Colorado spirit. Mile High Stadium, home of the Denver Broncos and of 72 consecutive sellout crowds. In 1979, once again, orange hysteria invaded the Midwest as the Broncos became one of only 4 elite NFL teams to earn a playoff berth in each of the last 3 seasons. Fans witnessed unparalleled defensive performances throughout the year and were treated to moments of brilliance by the steadily improving Denver offense. Unfortunately, the level of excellence of the defense was unequaled by the Bronco point-scoring unit, a discrepancy made painfully clear in the season's finale in San Diego. At stake, the championship of the AFC West, a game viewed by Monday night millions. Quarterback Dan Fouts and the explosive Chargers were held in check throughout much of the evening. But into the third quarter, lightning struck. First down at the Bronco 32-yard line. Fouts going back. He fakes. Swenson on the blitz. Fouts gets rid of the ball. On the way to Joyner. He is wide open at the 2-yard line and scores. And the San Diego Chargers lead 13-7. Comeback efforts by Craig Morton were in vain as victory and the division championship were in the hands of San Diego. Denver's 2-year reign as rulers of the West had come to an end, 17-7. Morton knew all too well they would have to score more than a touchdown to defeat Houston in the playoffs. Early on, Denver's scoring force played with a new resolve. Broncos started at their own 20. Now it's 3rd and goal at the Oilers 7. Morton back. Here comes the pressure. The pass is for Dave Preston, complete at the 3-yard line. He cuts back inside, hit at the goal line. He scored. Touchdown by Dave Preston. Second effort getting him across the goal line, and the Broncos lead. Bronco enforcers took the field, vowing to prove that the D emblazoned on their helmets also signified defense. Secondary men Steve Foley and Bill Thompson were but 2 of the tenacious pass defenders, frustrating quarterback Dan Pastorini's efforts to gain the lead. But again, Denver's lone touchdown would not stand up as Houston managed a hard-fought 13-7 decision.
Again, the T formation with Wilson in motion, and it is to Campbell to the goal line, touchdown. Ball loose in the end zone, but they had already signaled touchdown.
Coach Red Miller's men saw their outstanding 10-6 season prematurely ended. Yet Miller is a determined man, a man who eyes the future with a stoic confidence. He and his men eye the coming decade with a purpose. That purpose, to return to the playoffs for the 4th consecutive time. They eagerly await the countdown to the new season with a firm commitment. In 1980, the Denver Broncos will be a force yearning to excel. They usher in the 80s as a force with a commitment to excellence. A commitment to excellence has long been the credo of Denver's dominating defense. 1979 was no exception. In the season opener against the unpredictable Bengals, Joel Collier's defense was unyielding, shutting out Cincinnati well into the 4th quarter. With a 1st and goal at the Bronco 10, 3 times the visitors were turned away. Backed against the wall, one final moment of might would preserve the fragile goose egg and a 10-0 victory. Lewis Wright and Bernard Jackson quickly sealed off the flank, and the Denver defense was off to a remarkable season-long campaign. They had made their stand in Week 1 and would continue to do so in the showdowns to come. A wise old sage once stated that the best offense is a good defense. Quite simply, Denver's defense is an offense. A group of ever-shifting gap shooters, the unit molded by Stan Jones, Bob Zeman, and Richie McCabe scored 5 touchdowns in 1979. Most responsible for the Broncos' uncanny ability to score without the ball was number 51, Bob Swenson. In 1979, Swenson was second only to Randy Gradishar as the team leader in tackles and assists, while pacing the team with 4 fumble recoveries. For his outstanding defensive play, Swenson received the prestigious Earl Hartman Award. Swenson is a member of what many believe to be the finest linebacking corps in the entire National Football League. The heart and soul of Denver's cap-quick linebacking unit, All-Pro Randy Gradishar, number 53, and fellow All-Pro Lewis Wright pulled off yet another scoring shuffle in 1979. Stocked with enough Pro Bowl starters to hold their own postseason classic, the Denver defense and Pro Bowl-bound Tom Jackson, number 57, made the big plays seem commonplace. Aiding the defensive onslaught were Reuben Carter, number 68, Bryson Manor, Don Latimer, Barney Chavis, Joe Rizzo, Larry Evans, and number 58, Rob Nairn. All told, the Bronco defense proved they could at times move the football better than many NFL offenses. Number 1 against the touchdown pass, and number 1 versus the run. A unit that embodied the word defense. Synonymous with the term defense is the name Gradishar. How would you like to compete against 4-time All-Pro linebacker Randy Gradishar, perhaps the NFL's best?
3 linebacker drop. 3 backer drop. Right.
Off the field, Gradishar is an introspective, soft-spoken individual who shuns conflict and argument. But when Randy becomes number 53, he undergoes a vital metamorphosis.
You don't push me off. No. Just catch the ball. You don't push me off with that foot. Call the ball, you see little kick. We'll call it.
After most storms, there's a calm. But with Gradishar, there's still one more thunderous crash. Randy Gradishar. One reason why in 1979, the Broncos were the toughest team to run against in the entire NFL. Yet occasionally, even the best falter, as was the case when the dynamic Seattle Seahawks blew into Mile High and apparently had blown apart the Bronco defense. But this was to be a miraculous Sunday on the NFL's 4th week as Craig Morton, Denver's most valuable offensive player, opened the floodgates on Seattle.
2nd and goal at the 2. Jensen and Armstrong now, and Morton rolling to his right, looking, throwing, touchdown! First down. Lytle and Jensen continue as the running backs. Morton throwing it quickly for Moses. Touchdown! David Moses! And the Broncos have scored 2 quick ones and are right back in business. Moses left, Upchurch right. Morton straight back, pumping it once, throwing the pass for Upchurch. He'll have to hurry. He's got it for a touchdown! Morton pump fake and then threw as Upchurch broke loose inside the 15. Touchdown! 3rd and goal at the 1. Lytle cuts to the right and scores, and the Broncos lead. Denver 37-34, Rob Lytle.
Craig Morton and all of Denver's offensive weapons had fostered a dramatic victory. Red Miller's club had embarked on a mid-season streak that would see them scatter 7 of their next 9 foes, including a key victory in Kansas City's Arrowhead Stadium. Tied for first, the Chiefs and Broncos collided for possession of the top notch in the AFC West. Given less than an affectionate greeting, the Denver defense had prepared a little greeting of its own. Clearly, the Broncos would separate a first-place team from a team who wished to be.
Come on, come on! Please stay home! Go get it!
Double coverage proved no match for the elusive Rick Upchurch. And when Craig Morton found proven veteran Haven Moses with but 1 man to beat, the result was inevitable. When the M&M connection clicked once more, the Broncos were 24-10 winners. Branded as inconsistent, Denver's offense had silenced the critics, demonstrating they too are prepared to join in the Broncos' commitment to excellence. For the first time in the team's history, Denver gained over 5,000 yards in a season. Largely responsible were guard Tom Glassick and the young, improving offensive line of Whitey DeVell. One of the league's premier guards, Glassick found the road to success a rough one.
Basically, last year my problem was I went to Cleveland, and I'm still not sure whether I got sick of Cleveland or was sick from Cleveland or in Cleveland, but I went to the hospital for a week and lost 30 pounds with some kind of a stomach virus.
Some good home cooking from Tom's sister Marion helped bolster Glassick's size and strength. In good health, Glassick now has time to devote to his unique interest, military history.
I am a great admirer of Napoleon. Napoleon not only commanded his army, he made his army. They weren't loyal to France, they were loyal to Napoleon. He was an autonomous commander, he was an autonomous ruler. He was able to do whatever he wanted to. He forged his old guard as his personal bodyguard, and they grew to a force of almost 50,000 men.
Certainly, Red Miller is not Napoleon, and his force does not amount to 50,000. But his offensive line of Glassick, Paul Howard, Claudie Miner, and number 64, Bill Bryan, along with line mate Dave Studdard, comprise a front line that was the most improved aspect of the '79 Broncos. Crisp blocks allowed Denver to overcome the 49ers near season's end, and blanket protection gave Morton time to find Otis Armstrong securing victory. Armstrong not only performed well against San Francisco, but was the best Bronco back in 1979, closing in on 4,000 career yards. As well, John Keyworth, Dave Preston, Rob Lytle, Larry Canada, and Jim Jensen were a reliable pack of determined runners under the guidance of backfield coach Paul Roach. Jensen typifies the Denver Rushers, stubborn, bullish, and ready to join in the commitment for continued improvement. Through the air, the Broncos had more success under coach Fran Polsfoot than ever before in their 20-year history. Riley Odoms continued to shine in 1979 and has emerged as one of the most powerful and consistent tight ends in football. While Odoms relied on brute strength in gaining yardage, crafty veteran Haven Moses used his sprinter speed and agility to enjoy by far the best season of his 12-year pro career. When it comes to snaring footballs, dodging defensive backs, and scoring touchdowns, keep your eye on number 80 if you can. The man who sports that numeral is Rick Upchurch, who in his first season as a starter proved to be more elusive than a greased 747. He's faster than a yellow jacket, and he can catch anything that doesn't sting. Upchurch became the greatest punt returner in NFL history last season, but now he saves his speed for pass routes. Secondary men beware, and keep your eye on number 80. Triggerman for the Broncos, Craig Morton posted career highs in attempts, completions, yardage, and completion percentage in 1979. He shared time with Norris Weiss, who led Denver to 3 early season wins. While Morton proved most effective as a passer, Weiss ignited the club with his running. But in 1980, Denver will have a man who can do both very well. Matt Robinson, a 3-year veteran with the Jets, joined the Broncos in the offseason. Robinson is not a new name to Denver fans. For 2 short years ago, Robinson and his Jets were in town only to be terribly outplayed in the first half of what was to be a mile-high thriller. In the final 30 minutes, Matt Robinson played exceptionally as he guided an upset come-from-behind victory on Denver's home turf. When Robinson hit Wesley Walker, his Jets were winners. But now, as a Bronco, he must be prepared to learn under newly hired offensive coordinator Rod Dowhauer to advance the commitment in the coming season. In 1979, it was time to give a great big hand to a 16-year veteran known for his big toe. Old High Tops. Jim Turner became only the 2nd man in pro football history to kick 300 field goals. Only George Blanda has scored more points. Twice, Turner's accuracy brought victory last season, including a dramatic overtime win against Atlanta.
Ball is down. Turner's kick on the way. Good, the Broncos win. Jim Turner has just put the Broncos in the locker room with a win in overtime. And the Broncos win it 20-17.
While outstanding individual achievement certainly has its place in the game, Bronco fans have come to expect nothing short of a total team effort in Mile High Stadium. Indeed, consummate play will be required if the Broncos are to achieve their destiny in the 80s. On Sunday, November 11th, the tough New England Patriots discovered just how mighty the Denver team can be. An inspired Denver defense produced more turnovers than an all-night bakery. Before the Patriots could manage a single first down, the Broncos scored 24 points. This was a Sunday that head coaches dream about. Miller's men scored at will through the air. And with grim determination, Marv Braden's special team standout Larry Canada powered over land. 15 minutes into the game, the rout was on. Then the snow came. Like the snow, Denver's defense came from nowhere, and it stuck. Whether general by Norris Weiss or veteran Craig Morton, Denver's Army was an unstoppable force. Brent Miller's 45-man roster had mastered an excellent football team under the worst of conditions. They had transformed their commitment onto the playing field. When the final seconds of the 1980 season are ticked off, Bronco fans and the entire National Football League will have been served notice that the Denver Bronco Football Club is a team with a commitment to excellence.
Stadium in Denver, Colorado. Dick Enberg with Merlin Olsen. Fred Steinford of Denver kicks it off deep. Hank Bauer will sit on it in the end zone. Touchback San Diego at the 20-yard line. San Diego comes to Denver without a victory against the Broncos in this stadium since 1968, when Dan Fouts then was in high school and his leading receiver John Jefferson was in junior high. Fouts the quarterback, John Cappelletti and Clarence Williams the running backs. Great receiving corps, the best in the AFC. 4 of the top 7 receivers are Chargers. Joyner and Jefferson, McCrary or Winslow will be the tight ends. The offensive line in support of Fouts, Shields, Wilkerson, Masick, White, and Washington. First play of the game. That was Winslow in motion, a screen. 3 down linemen, Chavis, Carter the nose guard, and Manor the best pass rusher of the 3. Linebackers, perhaps the best 4 in the NFL, Nairn, Rizzo, Gradishar, and Jackson. Gradishar All-Pro. Cornerbacks are Foley and Wright, with Bill Thompson and Bernard Jackson at safety. Winslow in motion, second down 6. Fouts open as Joyner. First down at the Denver 36-yard line. A 53-yard field goal. He set the San Diego record last week. On its way, and it's good. And we return. Quarterback Matt Robinson, running backs Preston and Jensen, but we'll see all 5 of the running core of Red Miller. Rick Upchurch, dangerous outside, and the clever finesse receiver Haven Moses, the veteran. Tight end Riley Odoms, one of the best. Offensive line, and they feel this is the new strength of the Denver team. Studdard, Classic, Bryan, Howard, and Weiner. Basically a young Leroy Jones, Louis Kelcher, Gary Johnson, Charles Dejournay on the front line. We're going to see Fred Dean, who's back in the San Diego camp. He's expected to play today. Lowhorn and Preston, quick young linebacking core. Cornerbacks are Buchanan and Williams with Shaw and Edwards at safety. First
traded him off, but Johnson getting in on the tackle.
51-yard attempt. It's good, and that would have been good from 71 yards. Fouts down the middle, a great catch. Winslow all the way to the 25-yard line. In motion, Joyner. Second and 9. Open, Joyner, intercepted. Bernard Jackson at the 10, 15, and down at the 16-yard line. Behind him, Moses in motion. Whoops. Riley Odoms offside. The play goes on anyway, and Fred Dean in the game for the first time this year gets the loose ball for San Diego. Woodslow, Trout still has 2 mighty fine targets, and he's looking in the end zone. Jefferson at the 1, no touchdown. First and goal at the 1-yard line. It's tied at 3, 11 minutes left in the first half. Whoop, Williams was moving prematurely. I don't see him. Now the flag goes down. Cappelletti got the handoff.
It appeared that one of the defenders was also moving. We'll have to see who they're going to call it on. They're going to call it on Denver. Oh, Ierska having to try the extra point from the 15, 16-yard line. And hits it home. Timeout, Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado. 11 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first half. The Chargers, 10. The Broncos, 3. Attack with his excellent passing statistics, 8 for 10. Looking long. Intercepted. Foley, 40, 50. Steve Foley at the 40. He's to the 35-yard line. 47-yard field goal try by Steinfurt. He remains perfect. Steinfurt is 6 for 6, and that is as short a kick as he's tried as a Bronco this year. So Denver converts the pass interception by Foley into 3 points. 7 minutes left in the half. Has Upchurch left and Moses right, Preston and Jensen the running backs. Good fake from Preston. Intercepted. Woody Lowe at the 40. Low at the 30, low at the 25, and to the 23 goes the former Alabama All-American. San Diego turned an interception, or check it, a fumble recovery into a touchdown, and now a chance with the interception. Fouts deep, open, Joyner, touchdown! What a play! Fingertip catch by Charlie Joyner. Fouts didn't waste any time. 5 seconds. Very often a very effective call by a team when you get a turnover, especially down in another team's territory. Come right back. Go deep for the big one before they really get set up and on the field. They did it there. They beat the secondary of the Denver Broncos. Exceptional throw, good catch, and Fouts and Joyner and Jefferson are doing what they've done so well this year and last year, throwing the football and chewing up the defenses.
8 touchdowns now for Fouts. That one 23 yards. Benerska's point try is good. So in a matter of just 5 seconds, Woody Lowe's interception has turned into 7 points for the San Diego Chargers, who have not won here since 1968, but they lead now 16, now 17-6. First catch of the day. He has as much speed as anyone on that offense. First down. Oh, coming in cleanly was Big Hands Johnson. Right sunshine, Denver's Mile High Stadium. Open is Preston. It's intercepted. Glenn Edwards at the 40, the 50, 45, 35, 30. Edwards might go all the way now. At the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Glenn Edwards. A flag is down. A flag down back at the 37. But it's against Denver, and Edwards has a 67-yard touchdown.
We talked about Matt Robinson's experience factor. He hasn't had that many starting assignments. He hasn't had that much of a chance to mature. Later on, he may decide that that's not the kind of pass he'd like to throw, especially when he has to watch number 27, Glenn Edwards, working his way beautifully up the field, using his blockers, picking the open field, getting to the outside. 81, Steve Watson is the man who finally catches up with him, but he won't get a hold of him until just before he crosses the goal line. You'll see it here if we have time to show it. Right here, watch Watson, 81, ran all the way down, just got a hand on him, but Edwards is in for the touchdown.
Officially 68 yards for the score. Benerska's try for point is good. So Glenn Edwards, his 3rd interception of this young season. San Diego looking for some recent history of victory in Denver. Wide open is Jefferson, and he just backpedals out of bounds with a first down at the 33. Chance to play when Fouts is your quarterback. 29 seconds left. 24-6. The Chargers lead just before halftime and looking for more. No timeouts left. Fumble. Does Denver have it? No, the center must have fallen on that one. Don Masick, let's see. Now the clock running and they have to hurry.
Kicking team quickly onto the field. Let's see if they can get it off.
While you watch the replay, 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds. They're in position 7, 6, Benerska, 5, 4. On its way, and good. They did everything right in that second quarter. As the gun sounds, that second quarter belonged to the San Diego Chargers. It's a compliment to San Diego that they hear boos for the home team, Denver, as they leave the field. 33 yards for Benershka.
What a way to quiet a home crowd and to take away that home field advantage.
San Diego 27, Denver 6 at the half. Tackler. Third down 11 for Fouts. Incomplete and intercepted. That's number 27, Maurice Harvey, the fifth defensive back, finally knocked out of bounds at the 35. Robinson on second and 10. Intercepted by Edwards. And he had eyes on another 6 points, finally run out of bounds by Jensen at the 28-yard line.
That's the one thing that the Denver Bronco offense couldn't afford to do, is turn it right back over. They needed to get down the field, get some points on the board. It's been a brutal game for them. They really have been down, back up, and down again. Edwards almost got outside. And good play by Otis Armstrong to slow him up a little bit. 3 times here today.
Twice today. Benershka, 43-yarder. And he is hit again. Benershka with 3 today. His string was snapped at 16 last week when he missed a 52-yarder. Otherwise, he'd be right there challenging Yepremian's record of 20 in a row. Morton to throw. Touchdown, David Moses. That gives Denver 7, their first touchdown of the game, and a timeout with 4:15 remaining in the third quarter. San Diego 30, Denver 13. Or New England against Seattle. Morton over the middle. Is it intercepted? I believe it is. I don't think it hit the ground. San Diego has another. San Diego in front 30-13. Morton, plenty of time. Intercepted. Back comes Jim Laslovic, the veteran linebacker from Penn State. Laslovic leaping high to spear that one.
It was a touchdown, Dick. Morton had Riley Odoms, number 88, in the end zone by himself. He saw him. He fired that football right there. You saw Odoms starting over. Up high in the air, Laslovic steals the football and a touchdown from the Denver Broncos.
Ken Edmondson, our producer. Great shot there. Harry Coyle, our director. San Diego has it again.
I think he come here, get some confidence back.
He's in trouble. Coming in on the blind side was John Lee, number 69 of Parity. That is for certain. First and goal at the 8-yard line. Robinson with 23 seconds left. Lobs it in the end zone, and it's going to be still another interception, and it's as it should be. It's been a day of defense for San Diego. Hal Stringer, outwards of that punt return for a touchdown. Ed Luther for the exercise of taking the snap falling down, and the seconds will tick away. 9-8-7. San Diego starts 1980. The defending AFC Western champions with 3 straight wins, and the Broncos, considered to be their top challengers, find themselves down by 2 full games after a big Charger win. The drought has ended in Denver. As we said, Dan Fouts was in high school, Jefferson in junior high, the last time San Diego won in Denver. Well, they pulled it off today. Final score, San Diego Chargers 30, the Denver Broncos 13.
Hello, everybody. This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson. And Ralph Benershka will be kicking off for the San Diego Chargers. The deep back on the return for the Denver Broncos is number 82, Larry Brunson. And we are underway in San Diego. Brunson fields it at the 6-yard line. Larry's to the 20 and then down at the 22. 16 yards on the return, and Mike Fuller is the man who got him. So the Denver offense goes to work. Greg Morton, the quarterback. Dave Preston and Jim Jensen are the running backs. The receivers, Upchurch and Moses wide. Riley Odoms is the tight end. And that offensive line, Clark, Lassick, Brian, Howard, and Minor. Official spotted at the Denver 23, first down. Moses and Upchurch wide to the near side, and the running backs are split. closes, shows motion, and Morton goes right to the air. And he is sacked by Louis Kelcher. San Diego Charger defense. You saw Louis Kelcher a moment ago on that front line. It's Leroy Jones, Louis Kelcher, Gary Big Hands Johnson, and Fred Dean. The linebackers, they're underrated. Preston and Lowe outside and Horn in the middle. And in the secondary, the return of Glenn Edwards. And don't forget Pete Shaw a week ago had 3 interceptions.
Go offense going to work.
And look, they have Chuck Muncie starting as a running back with Bounce and Capoletti and the 3 best receivers in the National Football League. Muncie gets the call. Muncie almost picks up the first down. Charlie Joyner, the great John Jefferson, and Kellen Winslow. You'll also see the other tight end, Greg McCreary, there. There is the offensive line. They've had the flu bug. Masick and White both have had the flu this week. First down, San Diego at the Denver. Rulon Jones has replaced Manor in that defensive line. The linebackers, that has always been the Denver Broncos' strength, but as everyone knows, Nairn and Evans are replacing the injured Rizzo and Swinson. Gradishar and Jackson are simply great. And there's a look at the secondary with a change. Aaron Kyle is at right corner, moving Steve. Defense think. And then Winslow comes in motion. They have to think again. Play action. Joyner. Charlie has a 27-yard line, then fumbles, but the play, I believe, had been blown dead. Let's see. The officials then went to the spot of the recovery, and Denver has the football of 30 yards. And as Lynn mentioned, he is deadly at this rate. And he has it. Benerska from 30 yards away. And San Diego opens the scoring in the ball game with just over 11 and a half minutes left to go in the second quarter. And this year, the second quarter has belonged to the San Diego Chargers. Field goal attempt from 34 yards away. Fuller to hole. Benerska. He is hit from 30. It is good from 34 yards out. The Chargers lead by 2 field goals. It is San Diego 6 and Denver nothing. We have 6:42 left to go. We're in the first half. A touchdown, Rob Lytle. 4:52 left to go in the second quarter. They have rushed for 92.
And they're going to throw now, and they're down by a point. Good throw.
Pass is complete to Mike Thomas. 38 yards. It is no good. As we watch the countdown, that is the end of the first half. It is Denver 7 and San Diego 6. Joyner in motion. Flag is down. Fountain fumbles the ball. It is still free. The Broncos recover it, but don't forget the
Half of that middle linebacker. Middle linebacker is Horn. That time they got to Horn, and they picked up good yardage.
In overtime, 3rd and 5. Knocked away. Mike, 28-yard attempt. Matt Robinson is the normal holder. He has stomach flu, but it is good for Steinford from 28 yards away. And the Broncos add to their total of 52 yards. He has hit 3 of 4 from 50 yards or beyond. His longest is 53, an attempt of 52. He missed the last one from 38. It is no good. He is hit from 57 yards away. That ties him for 3rd on the all-time list. It is good. So Steinford now from 28 and 42 yards out.
They pass.
A fake goes deep. He's there. Intercepted. Steve Foley with the interception. Foley down the sidelines and out of bounds. Preston. Touchdown. Set it up. Broncos lead by 14. At the Denver 41. Jefferson pulls it in. Joyner and Smith are in as the wide receivers. Smith, he caught it. An unbelievable catch. yards. What's this catch?
Oh, this is something. Behind him, gets turned around, makes the reception. There are two defensive men there. Comes up with a real big play.
Joyner starts one way, comes back the other. Bounce, throws. Jefferson does it again.
I don't believe it.
See the point after. It is 20-12. It is now 20-13. The margin is 7 points.
Once again, he fires this ball, Charlie. As he lets it go, he doesn't want anybody to catch it if his man can. Like nothing to it, right, Dan? Receivers or running backs, people who are used to handling the football. This is what you're called your basic onside kick.
And they will overshift to the right side. It has to go 10 yards. They have a shot at it. The final score here, the Denver Broncos 20 and the San Diego Chargers 13. A game that the Denver Broncos had to win, and they did win the ballgame. For Lynn Dawson, this is Charlie Jones. Now stay tuned for the Budweiser NFL Report. Now to